What's happening, gang? SDJB here with another episode of HELE Power, the real hustle for investing, especially if you are a beginner like us, or most of us, 9 to 5 jobs, bunch of kids, full-time, trader, whatever. You're welcome to the gang. Anyways, today I want to do a quick video on some of the picks that we have. So far, before I even start, we've been killing it. The gang in the chat has been killing it. You know, all the information, we share it, we discuss it, we talk why we like it, why we don't. And here are some of the picks that we have called in the last 2-3 weeks. And as you can see, a lot of green, which makes me very happy. Overall, the total of calls that we've done or we've had is 51, where about 41 were green and 10 were red. And a lot of those red are little guys like 0.3%, 0.5%. And this is as of yesterday, the 22nd. Today, the 23rd, we had a great run, and I'm sure we are pretty good. But anyways, enough of bragging. I like to brag. I can brag because I feel proud of myself being a beginner, hungry beginner who likes to read, who likes to, bounce ideas with my little gang over here. And anyways, too much of a rant. Starting with the video, I'm going to start with with OXM. As you can see, guys, this sucker is coiling. Very nice pattern. You see the arcs kind of coiling and getting tight. That's what we call the VCP pattern, volatility contraction, by the masters. Very well explained by Minervini. You can go to the education section and get one of his books and read more about it. But yeah, volume is contracting, as you can see down here, and volatility is contracting. And when that happens, usually sellers run out. It gets to a point that boom, it explodes. So the price target was raised on this sucker for 97, and right now I feel that it's at a nice forming a nice support around the 93-ish, 90s. So keep an eye on this. If not tomorrow is Friday, so you know the drill on Fridays. A little slow, but going into next week, we're good. Another one we have is HELE. Rich called this one out as a flat base pattern. Let me see what this guy did today. Oh, OXM, you can see there that old resistance is becoming support now. It popped, it went up, now it came down. It confirmed that that's the old resistance is the new support. Went back up, now it's trying to go back down. So I'll watch it around here. If it holds, I may jump back in. Low risk in my books, because you can jump in around this new support and basically put a stop loss right below this green candle here and save you some bucks. All right, so that being said, I'm going to check on HELE. See what it did. Yeah, it kind of rejected it rejected the resistance. Let's see what it does. All right, it's trading a channel, so I'll just keep it in the back burner for now. Yep, just keep it tight in a panel, in a channel. Keep it in the back burner. AMD, what a monster. Woof, my God. This guy was incredible call. Hopefully you guys are making money with me, but we call this sucker as a coiling, toots loading up. Everybody and their mother's talking about this. You can see we said it may drop a little bit, which it did, and then boom, exploded. They had strong quarterly numbers, and it's a nice bull flag. Today there's a lot more pumping by, I hear, Jim Cramer and some of his minions, so that's a good thing that we have this one. At this point, I feel it's a little extended. I probably will cash out tomorrow and wait for another dip before I get in for another entry. So congratulations. I am up about 210 as of the closing, but it went up about 3%, I think 2-3% in after hours, which is going to be a great gravy for all of us tomorrow. So congratulations, gang, again. 210%. Another raw, I think is like 12% from our original call. And that's how we do it. Keep it up. All right. Another one that we called out was Facebook. Facebook is trying to do the double bottom dance again. Keep an eye on it. It had a bottom here, bottom here, bottom here. I think for now it's a lot of panic. I will probably let dust settle before I jump in, but I like that we are seeing some sort of pattern moving around, forming. Next one I have is TGT. Another beauty. They had great earnings. It popped, went all the way up, and then profit taking or whatever the reason, it brought it back down. I really like that. When you know that it's good numbers, it pops, and then I guess the toots want to bring it back down to load, and then booyah. Remember what happened with Etsy? Remember what happened with VSTM? That right now we are like freaking 14%, and Etsy we made about 300+%. So yes, pay attention to TGT. I really hope they push it close to here and it starts forming green, which I think it did. Yep, it did today. I jumped in one of my accounts, and it's looking good. Let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow again, Friday. Do not expect a lot, but now ENB, great setup over here. About 8 weeks forming a nice tight flag, guys. Some of you guys were saying that you don't understand or you don't feel comfortable playing this high or new high breaks. But what I'm going to say is I'm looking for new highs, especially when there is a lot of weeks forming, like 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a bunch of weeks right there tight, and volatility's running out. It gets to a point that it either explodes up or down, and if you see that it's going uptrend, in my head it's a low risk, because what you can do is get back in on the break, and if you see that it breaks the support, you get the heck out and wait for it. If if your risk tolerance is not enough to hold the swings. But if it breaks with nice volume after 8 weeks of being in this thing, like, that's an indication of where it's going, most likely where it's going to go. So again, a lot of you in the chat were asking how do I feel and this, not. So that's my thinking. After 8 weeks, it's forming a tight flag. It's pushing new highs. Shorts are going to get burned. Nice little volume will ignite it to go up. In case of emergency, I have a stop right below the yellow line, or sometimes I'm feeling a little risky. I hold I hold, I hold 20, 30% sometimes drop in my calls. When I do regular shares, I, depending how much I like the stocks and support resistance, but I don't like to lose more than 3-4%. That's my personal rule. If it's a long term, then I may consider, loading up, but that's another video. But keep an eye on this guy. I like it. Price target was raised to 59. A lot of 50s, 52, 40s, and 59 was the highest one I found. And I like it. Like it a lot. Let's see what we have. CYBR, that's today, forming a nice uptrend W pattern. You know the W pattern, if you haven't read the books, basically is it form a dip, then it goes down to push the weak hands out. They basically shake the tree, and then boom, they had great earnings, strong quarter, strong guidance, which is what people look for, and price updated to 79. So the play would have been, this guy broke the buy point here, get in here and ride it, put a stop loss below. That's the buy number one. Buy number two is this buy number two, resistance. As you can see, there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles topping kind of where the yellow line is, right? And you have that little rebel candle at the end kind of poking through. So in my head, if this guy pushes through, I am going to jump in with a stop loss probably at 72-ish if I don't feel like giving a lot. So that's how I would play this guy. New highs, maybe let it form a little bit, and once you feel comfortable that it breaks this yellow up here, you go. Remember, I'm basing my decision on great pattern, great numbers, upgraded, and price target raised. Okay, so that's that. Another one that I like, coiling, one of my favorite patterns is ascending triangle. New highs, it pushed through, went all the way up, and guess what? It's coming down. I really hope they push it down to the yellow line. If not, I feel that in the low 20s, she should be getting nice support. Look at the doji candle. Doji candle means that, in my head, it's like leakage. It's running out. So it went up, now it's coming back down. Maybe you have another reddish, then red to green Monday, Friday. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Old resistance, new support. Price target raised to 25. We still have a nice percent move for 25. ER and sales beat, ascending triangle. So I'm going based on this. And look what happened every time. 1, 2, boom, 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 boom. And it went. So I'm expecting a little slight pullback to closer to 20. I hope they push it all the way. Who cares? You watch this yellow line. This yellow line is your best friend right now. So I'll try to pick it around here. I'll check out the calls, or I'll check out regular shares. That's another thing, guys. I do both. I am my strength is shares. I'm learning call options and puts and this and that. So I try to keep the options as simple as possible based on my share knowledge. But I do go both ways. So I do calls, and if sometimes, as I've explained in the chat, if the volatility, if the implied volatility is too much or expensive, I go with regular shares and get the nice 10, 8%, which, they're good too. You don't have to be greedy all the time. So, all right, that being said, freaking 14 minutes. I always talk a lot in these videos, but it's hard to explain. Guys, there is a lot of new pigs forming. There is a lot of great setups. Look for the stuff like this, that good numbers on ER, they pop and they go back down. I love them because eventually they would go back up, right? Shout out to the gang, calling them out. A lot of great calls. I really appreciate you guys putting your thoughts behind it. Let's keep the positive energy. I'm really enjoying this group, and you know, for not being gurus and having no Lambos and and big accounts, I think we're doing pretty good. Keep up the good work and celebrate your wins. Learn from your losses, and let's keep the positive energy in the chat. The little account moving up in the world. This is a ridiculous percentage, but heck, you know, I feel great. I don't know, 1,000%. So that's pretty neat. This week we've done pretty well too. I haven't been active much last month, but again, the swings do all the work for me. Great stuff, guys. So keep it up, and congratulations to us. Peace.